My name is Lindsay May, and I work for Richard Bloomquist here at Wycliffe Auto Restoration, and we're doing a little movie to show everyone what custom coach building is all about. We're talking to Richard about the rarity of the 1939 Cadillac LaSalle, Bowman & Schwartz. It was built at the end of Classic period by two of the most famous coach builders in the world. Wycliffe was chosen to save this American treasure.
What we're looking at here is a 1939 Bowman & Schwartz Cadillac LaSalle built in Pasadena. 39 LaSalle was done in two 40s. One of the 40s still exists. This car was in pretty rough shape when our client brought it to us to rebuild the body. And what I'm going to do in this little movie is kind of explain to you and show you through photographs how custom coach building is done. You can see from the pictures how bad of shape the car was in. The floor pan was so bad that it couldn't be saved. And so as we move along through the photos, you'll see different things, how we made the doors, how the platform looked after it was stripped, and it was literally just gone. We were fortunate enough to get enough patterns off of this to recreate all the wood, and with the skins removed, then we measured and scribed out and rolled on the English wheel the panels to repair all the doors. The brown car here is the Cadillac Coupe that we bought out of Utah to save this art treasure. And you can see how we filleted it down, and you can see the body parts of the Bowman all cut off in the shop. You can also see the fender here on the table and how they customized the tip of the fender by cutting and bobbing it down as they eliminated the running board. All of the trim on this car is cast out of brass or bronze, and all had to be polished back up to be plated. It's all hand casted. This photo of the fellow in the red sweatshirt, he's making the copy in the top piece that fits over the top of the dash, all out of ash. Now, I want you to understand, in custom coach building, only ash wood should be used because it will flex. Flex steel furniture is built with ash. It accepts a nail, but yet it flexes. If you use oak or some other wood that's harder than ash, it's hard to put a tack in it. And you got to remember, this is before staples came out, and it also flexes when you hit the railroad tracks. Otherwise, if you use oak, you'll see guys that do that, and then when they drive the car, the paint cracks off the car. So it's very important that you use ash. This is a picture of the back of the body from the Bowman. This is all the custom coach work that was done. And we removed this from the original Bowman, and we glass blast it with crushed up fluorescent bulbs. And what this does is remove all the rust in the paint without distorting the metal. And this is very important. We do not sandblast this kind of metal because it'll disturb the integrity of what the coach builders did. This picture is a picture of the trunk lid, and the trunk lid from the original Bowman was in such bad shape that we took the trunk lid off of the donor car and did exactly what Bowman did. We took 10 inches out of it. You can see the masking tape lines that he uses to line everything up. Then you'll go to the back of the body. You'll see here the brown part is from the donor car, and that's where the Bowman pieces were grafted onto the lower platform. There is a picture of the wood frame of the door after it's all been measured and cut on the bandsaw, all screwed and glued together in the manner that the coach builders did back in the day. There's a photo there of the body with the wooden door being fitted on to the hinges to make sure that all the measurements calculate out correct. We use a lot of masking tape, and we pull a lot of strings and take dimensions and write them down so that we know we get this back together the way that it came apart. This photo here, where you see brown on the bottom and primer on the top, is where we've cut the cowl and added the 4 inches back into the body to make the doors move back 4 inches. And then the skins will be rolled to go over the top of this that you saw in the previous photos. You'll see some pictures here of Steve Lockman, my metal and wood man, making all the wood. You can see the dash is reinforced with ash all the way across the top, and then he'd make those panels that fit over and cover the wood. There you can see the windshield being fitted onto the new panel, and this is before the tipping dies roll the edges for it to all come together. What you're seeing here outside the shop is the body on the chassis, and we have to fit everything on the chassis so that we know that it's in the right place. And you can see all the body work we've done with the trunk cut and the doors all made and the side panels made and the firewall lowered, the fender skirts straightened out, and the fenders bobbed back off. These are just some photos of the final assembly of the body, which we call the dry fit, to make sure that everything fits the way that it was when it was born. In conclusion, I hope it's the little movie we made has been entertaining and enlightening to you how the masters actually from the 40s on back built these custom cars. And this is what makes them rare, this is what makes them interesting, and you can see that form follows function. And this is what people love about classic cars, the designing lines, and what people, just like today when people customize cars, it's their own personal thought, but some of these guys back in the day were really the artists. And this is what you're looking at here in a Bowman and Schwartz.